So in this demo, we're going to cover the best practices really around creating permissions and how do you provision permissions for users, and how do you leverage groups and security groups, and really understanding really how, from an administrative perspective, how to do things. So let's get started. So I'm going to go to my to my site that I'm going to set permissions to, and so I'm going to go to my marketing page. I create a marketing site. Right now it's blank. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to site actions. I'm going to go to site settings. I'm going to say modify all site settings. Okay, and then under user permissions, there's two pieces that we can tap into. The first one is people and groups. The other one is advanced permissions. I'm going to clarify the confusion that some people fall into when they work with those. Peoples and groups, this is really a list of all the groups in SharePoint, right? SharePoint groups. Advanced permissions, this is really the permissions that exist on your site. That's how you manage the permissions for your site. So let's start off with that. I'm going to go to advanced permissions. And then here, the first thing that you usually want to notice when you land here is whether this site is inheriting permissions or is not inheriting permissions. So in this case, we are inheriting permissions from the parent. Okay, and you could see here, really, it's a big mess right now. You don't even know what those groups are. You don't know who's inside of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in and clear that all out. So I'm going to go to Actions. I'm going to say Edit Permissions, and it asked me if I wanted to uninherit from the parent. You missed that screen, and I said yes, go ahead and uninherit. I don't care about that. So notice what it did is it copied the permissions from the parent onto here. And really I don't care about any of them, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe that out. So I'm going to say remove user permissions. Yes, just go ahead and wipe everything out. I'm done. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do right now is, so at this point there's nobody who has access to my site, except obviously for me because I'm a system account, or I'm probably a site collection administrator. So that gives me access. That's the only way to really get access to the site. All end users have no access to the site at all. What I'm going to do is, usually as a best practice, is I'm going to create those three groups that that we mentioned in the best practices module. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on groups. We're going to click on settings, and we're going to say set up groups. So I'm going to, I have three options here, three groups that I can create. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a group for my visitors, a group for my members, and a group for my owners. And notice here that the visitors group is going to have read access, the members group is going to have contribute access, and the owners group is going to have full control. So here, I want everybody in the company to be able to land on my marketing page to grab information. So the easiest thing for me to do is to say all authenticated users. So I'm going to say add all authenticated users, which usually means, or not usually, but it means that everybody who's in your Active Directory, who is pretty much an employee, can access the marketing page. The members of the site, I can specify exactly who I want to be able to contribute. So I can pull up people from the address book. I'm gonna I don't have much users right now, but you can specify somebody. Let's say administrator. Maybe some administrator person can be the administrator, and I can specify the owner of the site. This could be a department head of some sort, or somebody who you want to delegate the task to manage the marketing site. Okay, so we can do the same thing. We can pick a group. So what's happening here is we are going to create those three groups. Okay, and once we create those three groups, we're going to assign them, the system, SharePoint, is going to assign them permissions that they need to on the site. So let's go ahead and create them. Just click OK. So I just went ahead and created those 4 groups. It's kind of hard to see exactly what happened now. The best thing to do after you hit that button is to go to Site Permissions page, and you will see exactly what happened. It went ahead, remember this page was clear before, now it populated it. Now we have a marketing, the marketing members, we have the marketing owners, we have the marketing visitors, each one with a corresponding permission that that makes sense for them. So marketing visitors are readers, the marketing owners full control, marketing members contribute